Hey YouTube, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. And those of you may remember, I was working on a novel. I started it in Job Corps, and I printed off the rough draft of it, and well, I started working on it again. I did change a couple of things just for, you know, because it's a rough draft and whatnot. No telling when it'll get done, but you know, it should be a good read. I think it will be. And once I get done with that, you know, and depending, you know, I might do another one. I don't know. And I managed to get green paint on my fingers again because I just got done painting a wand. I have it drying on the vice clamp. And someone made a comment in my last video saying, I miss old Josh's videos where he didn't talk about weed in every fucking video, and you know, we talked about drink combinations, tobacco reviews, Cobra Demon religion, etc., etc. Well, I would talk more about my religion, but it seems like people don't take it seriously enough on YouTube. So in the past when I've talked about it, people have just blatantly used it to make fun of me on the internet, and after that I said I'm not going to, you know, ridicule myself for that. You know, you don't see me posting videos with these people making fun of their religious beliefs, but I figured, you know, I haven't done enough studying anyway, so maybe once I have studied more on the magical arts, if you will, because I'm still learning, I can craft a pretty awesome wand, mind you, like this one right here. Okay, this is one of my recent ones that I finished. This thing kicks some serious ass, and it's very powerful. But you know, there's a lot to learn in the art of the magical craft. It's not just, you know, making wands and waving it around and hoping something happens, right? Anyway, going back to my novel, it centers around a popular high school woman going through your typical high school bullshit, I guess. And along the way, she learns a little bit about herself, I guess. And yeah, I think the challenge for this novel, especially being it's my first full written story, I guess, and I guess trying to write a novel from the perspective of someone much younger than me and someone of an opposite sex. So, you know, I did change a couple of things in the story just for personal reasons, obviously, but it still features Lizzie and Antonio, the two main characters in it. So, yeah. And I started writing this story in Job Corps, kind of on my own time there or whatever, so yeah. I shouldn't say that entirely. I was working on it in between assignments during trade, and my instructor saw it, and he hands it to me and says, I see stuff like this again in my trade, you're out of my trade. Got it? I'm like, yes sir, I apologize. Alright. Thankfully enough, he handed me back the original cut, and he said, you know what, you want to work on this on your own time? That's fine, but during my time, we don't work on it. I'm like, alright, that's fair, you know. So, thankfully, you know, we didn't get kicked out of Job Corps anyway for the most hypocritical bullshit ever. You know, Job Corps says they have a zero-tolerance policy for violence, and I stand up to a bully who's choking out someone on campus. The guy he's choking out is underage, and the guy who's doing the choking has a history of doing it. And the whole choking out thing where you choke someone out until they twitch and when they pass out and shit, yeah, he was doing that. And I saw that, and this guy who was choking out was someone from my dorm, and You know, I said, you know, I didn't like the kid, but I figured, you know what, he's still a part of my dorm, so I had to step in. I said, hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size? And the guy looked at me and said, what are you going to do about Saunders? I'm like, you know what, this isn't worth getting into trouble over. And I figured, you know what, whatever. I started to walk away, and this fucker decides to choke me out. And keep in mind, okay, I'm not even sleeveless shirt here. You can see I got some pretty big-ass arms here. This guy was half my size and had no muscle to him. I could have easily taken his head and cracked his skull against the brick wall. I would have liked to, but against my better judgment, after I got up after he choked me out, I said not to, because I was called back into trade, and I kind of took my frustration out on my trade mates. My instructor calls me in and he says, hey Josh, what's up? And I explained the story to him, and he said, well, you can press charges. I'm like, can you? Great. So I walked back out of the office to my trade, and I apologized to him, told them the same thing I told my instructor, and told him what happened. They're like, oh, we see why you're upset, you know. So I go to my dorm staff and I press charges for assault, and he doesn't get termed, he doesn't get kicked out, nothing. You know, not to mention the person he choked out before me drops out of Job Corps. Imagine that. And so because of that, he doesn't get termed, doesn't get assault on a minor, and assault and violence charges in general. He just doesn't get shit. He comes back and goes, Saunders, why'd you rat me out? I'm like, excuse me? Okay, Job Corps tells us you have a right to be there, you know, a safe and harassment-free education, right? Well, it turns out I had dorm court that night for not taking my shoes off in the dorm after trade when I was supposed to, you know. And I was kind of pissed that day that this whole thing went down. So I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette trying to calm the fuck down. Jackie leader comes out and says, hey Saunders, you got dorm court. I'm like, fuck, alright, I'll be there in a second. You know what he says to me? He says, you don't have to go tonight. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, it's cool. I'm like, alright. The same jacketed leader stopped me from committing suicide at Job Corps, and the same jacketed leader busted me and my friends smoking a little bit of weed before lodge meeting. And Job Corps saw that, and they're like, oh, hell no, you're out of here, buddy. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Bullshit. And the thing of it, too, is the jacketed leader that busted me for smoking pot was also a pothead himself. Ain't that some ironic shit? So needless to say, they say marijuana ruins futures. Well, not really. I mean, Jock would kick me out thinking that would ruin my future, but I came back to Casper and my dad was like, you got 2 weeks to cut that hair before and get a job before, or we're cutting that hair, you know. I actually got dropped off at a homeless shelter for 5 fucking days, and I called my dad and told him what happened, and my dad was beyond pissed, naturally. And ironically, my dad goes, yeah, I tried pot once in college, you know, I didn't care for it. I'm like, really? And he had the nerve to give me shit. Well, getting kicked out of Job Corps obviously wasn't the smartest career decision in my book. But when I called my dad, he's like, you got 2 weeks to find a job or we're cutting that hair. And my hair was as long as it is now, down to my fucking shoulders, all sexy and long and shit. It wasn't dyed black, though. But yeah, I got back to Casper. My dad's like, you're getting a haircut. I'm like, God damn it. So my hair's all short again. I was like, I fucking hated it. But I got a job, got my own apartment, got out of my parents' house, got out on my own, and been making it ever since. And I do remember a situation where when I came back to Job Corps from Christmas break one time, my hair was about down to here, and I dyed it sort of a Sharon Osbourne kind of red, if you will. And it looked good on me. It actually matched one of the shirts they required us to wear quite nicely. But Job Corps said, you have to wash that out or get a haircut. I'm like, I'm not getting a haircut. We better wash it out. I'm like, why the hell do I have to wash it out? And they go, because you're not allowed to dye your hair at Job Corps. I see your natural hair color. I'm like, okay, it has to be your natural hair color. So I managed to wash it out, but then I'm seeing a bunch of natives walk around with their hair dyed. I'm seeing a bunch of chicks walk around with their hair dyed, and Job Corps staff isn't saying shit to them. I'm like, ain't that something? And whenever Job Corps would update my parents on my status there, they go, oh, all he did was complain about the program. I'm like, I never complained about the program once. I might have made jokes about some of the shit going down there, but I never once complained about it. We had, oh shit, excuse me. We had an incident involving a student selling Dramamine prescription pills to another student on Job Corps campus. And this chick, she takes them and she OGs on them and ends up in the fucking hospital. And the guy selling them on campus gets termed, and the chick in the hospital gets out of the hospital does not get termed. And because there's so much drama at Job Corps, because let's face it, when you're 200 plus dropout high school students and or degenerates or autistics or whatever, and just onto one campus in the middle of fucking nowhere, there's going to be a little bit of drama. So my joke was, why, if Job Corps were a drug, it would be Dramamine. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that was my way of dealing with the stress of, you know. My experiences at Job Corps weren't all that bad. There were a lot of positive ones. I met a lot of awesome people. I met Stephanie, obviously, so they say things happen for a reason, right? Well, it went out. And I got the rough draft retyped, and a chunk of it was missing from the rough draft. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm changing it anyway, so fuck it. Once I get done with the story, I guess just go from there, I guess. I've had the story in my head for a long-ass time. I'm thinking, that'd be kind of cool, you know. And along the way, Lizzie is going to be forced to befriend a special needs student. And in the high school she's in, has a severe bullying problem. And being as she's Miss Popular, you know, and being forced to befriend someone with special needs, she doesn't like it at first, but in the end she'll grow to at least accept it. So, you know, has potential for a lot of awesome story. And I remember talking about this in a previous video, and I deleted it because a lot of people were bashing it as usual. One person kept on calling it cliche. It's so cliche. It's like, I haven't even finished the fucking novel yet. You're not even giving it a chance. You're just calling it cliche. What kind of shit is that? But again, that is the crowd you're going to deal with when you're on YouTube. So, and I'm sorry if I get obsessive compulsive about the weed thing on YouTube. You know, I would like to get back to making drink combinations and all that. I still do that on YouTube occasionally. But, you know, it's just one of those things that I'm passionate about, you know. Fucking autistics, man, they're passionate for shit, you know. Especially, and I quote, when our first president, George Washington, was on the dollar bill and the quarter, he smoked weed. Albert Einstein, the guy that people think is such a brilliant man, and he was, you know, very smart. Guess what? He's Asperger's, and he smokes weed out of his little wooden pipe. Read it in his autobiography, you know. And you're going to tell me that smoking marijuana is a crime. Right here is what I have to say to that. I haven't smoked any weed today, and I'm okay with that, you know. Usually with my weed smoking, I try to take a couple days off from smoking and just let my body catch up and produce and process all that THC, you know. But, yeah. But, I'll point out some irony for you here, okay? Those of you who've heard my 5th album, I talk about Circle, you know. And a couple months later, we get Google Plus and Circles. Go figure. A bit coincidental, don't you think? Not really. Now, I'd really like to do is get into writing a series where I base myself in a situation where I'm learning magic and stuff, sort of like Harry Potter, but a bit more in depth and a bit more dramatic and surreal, sort of portraying my high school life into a magical school learning environment, and me being a very powerful and socially awkward, you know, sorcerer of sorts. That'd be a fun story to write, but goddamn, that would take for fucking ever to write, you know. And writing stories can be a great way to express your creativity and get some of that creativity, and a nice place to find an outlet for that, you know. Yeah, no telling when the story will get done, but when it gets done, you know, I'll find a website to post it, make sure it's all spell checked nice and neatly and everything. It'd be super cool if I can get that published as a book. I mean, holy shit. I'm like, hey, the musical career's not working out so well, right? I checked my TuneCore balance. a couple days ago, and I got like $68.73. That's enough to post the 6 albums. So righteousness, righteousness. So. And with Lizzie's character too, she finds an escape in being popular in high school, but her home life's a different story. You know, one of those stories. And again, if you post stories online, you're gonna run into people who are gonna just totally tear it to shit. I know people who have written stories and posted them online because they enjoy doing it, and people do nothing but talk shit on their stories and talk shit on the people who write them. And damn, you know. And it's just like, really? You know, and this is the thing that gets me. Okay, it's bad enough that we get these assholes talking shit on YouTube, but then it migrates over to people who post stories online for other people to read. That's actually a thing. That's kind of cool, I think. But then, you know, to people who watch porn videos just to derate the actors and actresses. Oh, her tits are so fake. Oh, my dick is so bigger than his dick. Oh my god, the acting in this is so horrible. Like, really? You have nothing better to do with your life than talk shit on people in a porn video. Think about that for a second. What kind of person does that say about you? You know what I'm saying? Ugh. Ah! Just knocked over my amp. I had my foot resting on it. I knocked it over. Shit. Still work? Yep, still works. Alright, cool. Anyways, past 5 o'clock, and I could use this different. What do we got? What do we got? Let's see. We got this. Oh, fuck yeah, we got this shit right here. Speaking of drink combinations, YouTube, I have here a bottle of, or John should say, of smoky peach moonshine. It's mixed with evil cherries, which are cherries that have been soaking in Everclear. It's mixed with Jim Beam, honey, a couple of different sodas, too. Ooh. I'm not sure, I can't remember what sodas I used. I might have used, like, Mountain Dew Code Red, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what exactly, I can't remember what sodas I used to mix it, but it's pretty good. I can get the fucker open. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. And I haven't cracked this jar open in quite some time, so all the ingredients I have mixed into this cold beverage here have been fermenting and sitting there for quite some time, so yeah, this is quite delicious, actually. It doesn't even taste like you're drinking alcohol. And look at that, there's one evil cherry left in there. How awesome is that? Mm. Let's a little bit of fireball into this. Because this thing is just, it's sipping real easy and there's just no burn to it. So we're gonna roll a bit of Fireball in there. This thing's a pretty big jug anyway, so I think we can pull it off here. That wakes up your bottle. You don't have to spank it that many times. Spank it as much as you want, but it's good to wake up your spirits in your bottle. Well, this lid doesn't want to come off either. What the fuck, really? Wow. Oh, there it goes. Alright. So whatever the fuck this is, I don't even remember what sodas I used to mix in it, like I said. If I did, I'd mention it, obviously, but just pour that straight in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. There we go. It kind of changed the color of it a little bit, made it more of a brownish, reddish color than anything. Okay, I'm gonna put that back in the freezer. And put the lid on this jar here just for a bit so I can mix it a little. Okay. Okay, now that now that it's all mixed up, give it a nice little shake here and mix it even more here. Yeah, shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay. Whew. Well, I mixed it, so I gotta drink it. Yeah. Ooh. That Fireball does overpower it just a little bit, but you can still taste all the other stuff in it that I added to it, so yeah, that's tasty. I like that. Not bad. Yeah, so we got peach moonshine, some kind of red soda, probably Code Red or something, or actually it wasn't Code Red. Shit. It would have helped if I would have made the video talking about this drink when I did make it and did bring it home and all that, but I didn't think to do that, so yeah. But yeah, people have been saying they want to see more wand videos and more drink combinations and all that, so yeah. Try to provide for that, I guess. Ooh. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. A couple sips of this, you'll be like, ooh. Put it back in the fridge. And there is some humor in this story of mine. It's very much, you know, you read the book and it's character-related humor. You know what I'm saying? Where you read the book and it makes you go, that is so that person's character right there. You know what I'm saying? That kind of humor. Yeah. So I'm retyping on my computer here, and yep. And at the moment, I'm retyping the section that didn't get retyped here, so I missed that, but that's quite alright. I would retype it from the rough draft that I had, but at the moment, I can't find my rough draft, so make the best of it, I guess, and just redo it. And then once I get to the section where I did leave off in the rough draft, and then start going from there and finishing the story. So, yeah. Well, anyway, this is KingCobraJFS with another video, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.